Welcome back to This Week. Folks, as I mentioned in my monologue, we are in the height of election season. And November 3rd, Election Day. I know Scotty and I are very excited because this year we're casting our vote for president. And speaking of Election Day and president, we have in the house tonight, we are so excited. We have two people here with us that one is running for president, one is running for vice president of the Constitution Party. Let's welcome Samm Tittle and Dave Sandidge.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Samm, tell us a little bit about yourself and why are you running for president?
I'm running for president because we have got to have some leadership, and I'm tired of the fake president that like this $3 bill.
So I know you have your roots are definitely here in the El Paso and New Mexico area. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my grandfather is the one that brought us New Mexico. Generations ago, the government asked for a Spanish culture. So if you have any problems with the Hispanic neighborhood, come and see me. That's my grandfather, Don Gaspar Garcia, the family that brought us Albuquerque, New Mexico, Santa Fe, architects, and just absolutely right down there in the hacienda. That would be our family. Right. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
I know you mentioned to me that you were a little disappointed that you weren't able to be part of the presidential debates, but I can promise you we're not going to mute your mic.
I am so glad I'm here with you, Dr. Samm. So glad. You know, I'm looking for a director of education, a secretary of education, and that PhD is going to come in handy. We're going to get those kids back in track.
Are we making that announcement here right now? If
We're making that announcement
under
right
Secretary
here.
of Education?
Secretary of Education.
All right.
Who else would have said? Yeah, go. But listen, we got to get those masks off those kids now. We got to get rid of this COVID. They tell us that it's going to come off in about 10 days. But you were asking me again about those debates. I'm pretty sad that I didn't get on those debates because I'm the only real president. Madam President.
That's right.
Yeah, Samm 2020.
We need a woman in the White House.
We sure do. We got a clean house. We're coming.
So tell me, how do you feel about term limits?
Term limits, we definitely have to have term limits. I'm even thinking about the Supreme Court. They're arguing about loading the Supreme Court on the Democrat. Packing. Oh, let me borrow that. Beam me up, Scotty.
Speaking of
coming. Speaking of packing.
A 6-pack and a 12-pack.
That's right. We've got to do that. We've got to go back to term limits. The executive branch is the one that deals with that. And we want to have a good balance. But we've got to stop what we're doing now. So if these judges aren't giving us what we need, we're definitely going to have a Supreme Court justice that comes out on term limits too. That's it.
So we did a little segment before the interview today where you were coming into town on the Sammtrain. And tell us a little bit about what it's like been campaigning on the road for you.
Hashtag Sammtrain, folks. That's hashtag SAMMTRAIN. We're coming in, and it's pretty independent. But what we've got to do is bring in God, Constitution, and we the people. And it's really nice being here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Thank you for having us in this beautiful
It's our pleasure to have you.
This,
it's not often we get presidential candidates on the show, so this is very exciting for us as well. And your vice president
That's
here, your
right,
running mate.
Vice President.
Dave, tell us, I know you were telling me before the show, tell us how you two got together, because it's a real interesting story.
Okay. First, thank you for getting us on the Las Cruces channel.
Of course.
And it's the first time I've been on TV for anything except for either crashing on my bicycle or singing. So this is kind of new to me. When I met Samm, I have run a restaurant in Jerome, Idaho, and her and TC and Trino, they all came to the gas station. It was where I was getting gas because I'm a delivery driver as well. So my wife was in the car with me, and she was saying, "Do you think they're really running for president?" And I said, "Probably." And she's like, "Let's go meet them." And I said, "No." And she's like,
No
"Why?"
way.
I said, "Because they're politicians." I said, "They're just going to tell us everything we want to hear." And then she finally convinced me to go meet them. And so we go up and start talking to them. And all of a sudden, these people, they were telling me the truth for a change.
Yeah, like I didn't want to get out of the Sammtrain. We run into these Trumpers, and I'm pushed into walls and glass windows, and they spit on me and trip me. And I was like, oh, not this one. So I was just as reluctant as you were, weren't I? Wasn't I?
That's what I heard anyway. So it ended up, I brought him over to our restaurant for dinner. And then the next day we were closed. It was a Sunday, so I got some hamburgers and stuff. And because I'm a chef, so I like to cook. So we ate lunch again. And then the next thing you know, here I am on TV.
And the whole time we told him the truth. 10% taxes. We're going to cut those wages off that Congress. We're going to give you back your people, your money, people. You're going to get back to governing yourself. Ask me a few questions, Dr. Samm, now that you're in the education department.
Well, I will say with Dave, any man who wears a Looney Tunes tie is great in my book.
I love it.
That's your Congress. This is your Congress. Look, we take things seriously, and that's why we're here. You need a leader. You need to stop the fake and the real fake. Now you're going to have leadership. Who cleans the house better than a woman? We're coming.
And Dave, I see you have your autograph there. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so we have thousands of these cards that we're handing out to people all over, everywhere except for New Mexico primarily, but I'm giving them out anyway. But what I do is, for a few of them, I've actually put my autograph on. And these two, for when I'm in the White House as the Vice President, these are for you. They'll be like a Willie Mays baseball card.
That's good. Doc, let me borrow one. The reason we have these is because the Constitution is deliberate about who gets to be president. And as long as you are 35 and a day, right, and you are here 14 years consecutively, and you're a natural-born citizen, Kamala, you're not a natural-born citizen. So here we got Joe Biden. You will not be president. And we've got Donald Trump. You're a real fake president. So what we've got here is we've got to show you that we're on all ballots, all 50 state ballots. Some of them you're going to have to go in and write the name in, Samm Tittle. But let's get serious for a little bit, can we, Doc?
First, let me say this, though. You see how important these are going to be? The president took your other copy of it.
Yeah, that's going to be, but I'm giving it right back to him because I'm a giver, not a taker. We're going to see to it that you do have your health care, that you do have 10% taxes across the board, that you do have education, that you are not staying at home locked up in your home, that you're able to have your small businesses. I'm for that small business. We've got to stop what we're doing right now. We got to get back to giving you back your country, give you back your government. Right. Let you people out there govern. It's your turn. This is your presidency, and you got to get serious, because if we don't get there, Doc, we are not going to have a 2024. Donald Trump or Trump?
Sam, Dave, I'm going to ask you to stay right here. We're going to have to take a little break, but we do not want to stop talking with you guys, that's for sure, because this is very interesting. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. We have a video that Dave shot for the campaign. We're going to see right after this break. See you then.
You better go vote, but not for Trump or Biden, I hope. Samm and Dave are coming to town. We know if you're for Biden. We know if you're for Trump. If your vote goes into the mail, it goes into the dump. Hey, you better watch out. You better go vote, but not for Trump or Biden, I hope. Samm and Dave are coming. Samm and Dave are coming. Samm and Dave are coming to town.
Hashtag Sammtrain, Sammtrain.
Welcome back to This Week. So we just saw a video that Dave, the vice president, future vice president over here, shot for the campaign, and little Santa Claus is coming to town theme there. I don't know how Santa feels about that.
I'm sure you won't mind. I've been a good boy this year.
That's good. You better be.
Right?
So what? Tell me a little bit about the history of that video.
Well, we were in one of the many ghost town-looking places that we were here in New Mexico, and they were all taking pictures and just kind of looking around the place, and I was standing back behind the train, and it just came to me, and so I did about a 14-second version of just the first verse, and then TC and I came up with the rest of the song together, so it's our very first song we've written together, and TC Country.
An original score, huh?
Correct, and I hope to see it at least in the top 5 on the pop charts.
That's right.
For sure.
Especially if you win, it's going to be there this Christmas, right?
That's correct. Right, and we need people to start singing it around town and whatnot, so that you can get those people into the spirit, because what you're going to get when you bring us into office is better than what Santa Claus is going to bring you, because it's going to be real, and it's going to be the truth.
Good for change, yeah. All right, good. Yeah, we're excited.
So, Sam, I know you're running, like I said earlier, running on the Constitution Party, so I know the Second Amendment is a huge deal for you. And why do you call yourself the Second Amendment enforcer?
I'm glad you asked me that, Doc. And remember, we're at that PhD level. We got to educate these people. The Second Amendment is your last line of defense. And you've got two parties that are fighting and telling you they're going to take your guns and they're going to keep you're going to keep your guns. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to realize that we got 10 days to go. And I'm so glad we're here in the Las Cruces channel.
That's right.
Bringing you the news. And I'm telling all of you out there, hold on to your Second Amendment. That's your gun. That's your weapon. And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to tell a lot of you spiritual people out there, that came from Jesus Christ. Luke 22:36, he told you to go to town, take your cloak, take your sword, and if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy a sword. So look, that's your Second Amendment. We've got to hold on to that, because that's your last line of defense. Did anybody hear that? You guys out there?
I heard it.
You heard that? That's that no-knock warrant. No. Your Fourth Amendment protects you. We're coming in on that Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. Voters, you've got to say Samm Tittle. Put that in there. Sam, write it in. If it's not there, fit us in. We're going to be your president, and you're going to hold on to your guns and your weapons, and you're going to have an open carry country, and nobody's going to bother. Everybody's going to be a kumbaya, happy. We're the uniter, not the divider. This is it.
So you've been uniting people all across the country. We have some pictures of some of your travels that you have as you've gone around. You told me earlier that you've been to how many states?
45 states, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times. We've returned. We were here just when we got here. Your Governor Grisham decided to shut down New Mexico, and whoa, that was not too cool.
Yeah, that's been
but we
happening
continue.
a lot.
We're an essential. We're an essential, folks. All of you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we're gonna bring up some of the pictures here that, as we just
There
talked
you
about,
go.
you are the Second Amendment enforcer.
That's correct. Sam, saving America's majesty for millions. God, majesty. 2020. Look at that little girl.
Who's that?
That little girl was that little girl to a United States Navy father that said, don't worry, John Fitzgerald Kennedy has just been shot, but you'll be president of the United States of America. So that little girl that little people grew up to be we the people. There you go, Garrett Hake.
So how's the media?
MSNBC.
That's what the media. MSNBC.
I had to sneak up on Garrett because you know what? MSNBC, Fox News, except for Las Cruces channel, they were smart enough to have your next president, meet your next president and your vice president.
There they are, right
there
here.
You go. There, there, look at that. Make America America again.
And
that is our trusty TC country.
And that's your husband, right?
Yes, isn't he gorgeous? Oh, ladies, he loves hugging and
He's
kissing.
taken, all right.
Yeah.
And you're ringing the bell.
And he rings my bell. This is in Boise, Idaho. Look at that. We do lots of good things. Boise, Idaho, where we met
And I was going to say, that's
David
where you're from, right?
Sandidge.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's in the
All
front
right.
of that.
And there's our future
There's
vice
our-
president.
A working man. We want to let you know, folks, all of you out there, he's a working man. That puts us all into the real world. Now we get back to work. 27 to 33 million jobs.
And just to be fair, the sunglasses I was wearing them were French, but now I've got American ones.
There you go. All right. I got to have American made. All right.
You know,
There
need
we
to bring
are.
these jobs
Look
back.
there. Look. That's still Boise, Idaho, and that's a packing. What's that? Pistol packing mom is what she calls herself. Yeah. And then we got Trino. I want you to see Trino there. He's our security guy.
This is your security
There we go.
guard,
It's
right.
moving on. But he is our trusty security. We can't do it without him. He's been there 12 years, folks.
Wow.
And then we got a lot of people we meet along the road. It's
Yeah,
super.
this isn't your
This
first
is
go
great.
around either, right?
No, sir.
You ran in
2012, 2016.
2012, 2016, here you are in 2020.
But then, listen, God's perfect vision is 2020 vision. You're going to have a woman, and it's going to be Samm Tittle. You've got somebody que puede comunicar en español, que puede comunicar, je parle français aussi.
Hey,
We've got them on the north,
do
we've
it
got
all,
them on
right?
the south, we got them. Hey, where everybody's going to understand. Back to work. We got to have a base revenue. No free lunches.
There it is,
Yeah,
Samm
there you
Tittle,
go.
2020.
2020. I really want to thank you, Las Cruces Channel. You are smart as a whip.
So,
Yeah.
Did get serious just for a moment. I know our country, especially this past summer, has been divided a little bit. What can you tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about that?
I'm pretty sad. It's pretty sad. We're here in New Mexico. I love New Mexico. My grandparents brought you New Mexico. But as you're walking around Roswell and Las Cruces, and there's some other places here that had houses are empty now. After 3 months of being with these masks and locked in your houses and no jobs, can't pay your rent, can't pay your mortgage, losing these small businesses because they're shut down. You have to walk up to a McDonald's. Think about us in the Sammtrain, driving in for your food, and you can't get through because they're closed, and it's all drive-through. But go ahead, let's find out some more about what you know.
Well, I know we saw a picture of your husband there in the video, and speaking of videos, he created a video for you or he's actually singing in the video, correct?
And that's what he did for us on the road. When those Trumpers would come up to us and they were like, "All Trumper," I had to tell them the truth. He's a real fake president. And listen, people need to know that he's already taken $200 million. Ladies and gentlemen, voters, this is your chance. You either vote for the devil you know and the devil you don't know, or you vote for God. And this one is for God, because we got to give you back your money.
Well, we're gonna take a look at that video right now.
Let's take a look at it.
Well, I wrote this song for all of you Trumpers and Biden supporters, and I'm asking you to vote for Samm Tittle for president, Samm2020.com, hashtag Sammtrain, Sammtrain. And here it goes. Well, I'm sorry about your bad luck. I'm sorry. I don't want to get mixed up with your troubles, your hard time, what you should have done the last time. You're crying, you're dying, all that you've been denying, 'cause I'm sorry about your bad luck. You know it ain't the first time, you know it won't be the last. These troubles that you're facing, they're bound to come to pass, 'cause I'm sorry about your bad luck. Thank you, I'm PC Trumpy.
All right. That's great. So your husband created that for you.
is
That's pretty amazing.
Brilliant, huh?
Yes.
He was able to give us a little free time there. I didn't mention the flowers. Every once in a while we stop to smell the flowers,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
have to,
really
right?
important. Yeah.
I mean, you've
They're
gotten to see,
fantastic.
you had the opportunity to crisscross this beautiful country of ours, and of course you have to take a chance every once in a while to stop and smell the roses, right?
That's correct.
All right.
And look, these masks that we're wearing.
And you can see we got our divider right here.
And but he brings me the flowers that we can smell all the time. I have to think about that a lot because it gets my mind off of what we have to do. Right now, it's a pretty serious situation.
It is.
And we've had a lot of fun here tonight, haven't we?
Right.
Haven't we, y'all? Yeah. Well, we've got to get back to reality. And the reality is that I'm running for president. You got about 10 days. You got to get in there and write it in every state. Do not let them do this, because they've been running these free things and quick and all of that. You can't do that. Let's not rush it. Samm Tittle, Samm2020.
All right. And I think that's about the best way we can end it. Samm Tittle 2020, sammtittle.com.
/donate. Hey, we've been out there on God's money. It's your time to dish in a little bit.
All right. So Samm, Dave, future
Samm
president,
Dave.
vice president, good luck to you on November 3rd. We're going to be rooting for you. And this Samm will be right back after these messages.